Hi there. It's Tom from A2 Agile back with you. And what you're listening to right now is Gregorian chant. Gregorian chant is music of the Roman Catholic Church. Some attribute it to the great Pope Gregory, but of course, that's disputed like most things on this planet. Anyway, the point is that this is religious music and comes with it some things that I think may actually have some commonalities with an agile transformation. And I use agile transformation in quotes because as big companies often do agile transformations, they kind of miss the point. And I think it would be cool to just take a few examples of that and compare and contrast this very music that we're listening to now and how it might equate to some of the aspects of an agile transformation. So let's start with the first and most obvious thing. Agile transformations are typically sanctioned, quote unquote, by the leadership. That's something they choose to do as an initiative, a project, an effort, whatever they want to call it. But it's a top-down thing. And like this music, which was controlled by the church and was a top-down imposed thing on the audience. Another aspect of it is that someone is always like leading the transformation. There's people driving the process, experts that have been put in place to make it happen. And that, of course, is very similar to this music, which is there to pay homage to a central figure, in this case, God. Let's hope our leaders don't have heads that are quite that full. But the point being is that it is a centrally focused effort. And of course, experts will tell you how the agile transformation is to be done. They have specific rules like SAFe that say how we're going to do this. And so, like this Gregorian chant, which has a very rigid structure, and in this case, this music is what's called monophonic. You can hear that everybody's singing, their little part of the chord together. There's no soloing going on here. Everyone does it the same. And that's very typical of agile transformations too. We all kind of say, this is how we're going to do it. And the other thing, of course, is there's an expectation about how long it's going to take. Agile transformations usually have a deadline, like we would like to have this transformation done by, and this music ends when the Mass is over. And of course, the priest or the cardinal, whoever's conducting the Mass, gets to decide when that is. And of course, the other thing about agile transformations is it's really all about the tools, the things that we're going to implement. We're implementing these things. And it doesn't really get at the whole benefit. Like the tools become the important thing, like how we work. And in that, there's an implied assumption that somehow that's going to make a difference. Just like this music isn't the service. This music is just a tool to set the tone for the service. Whoever's delivering the sermon, that's the outcome. This is just a tool. And of course, as you've been listening to this music under me all this time, you're probably already recognizing that the longer you go, the harder it gets. It's boring. There's not a lot to focus on for any great length of time. In fact, people use this music to meditate, which is to try to clear their head. Eventually you'll go crazy if you're not in that moment. So, as you can see, surprisingly, Agile Transformations, maybe they should just play Gregorian chant under the Agile Transformation just to set the tone for it and have everybody understand what's really going on. In another video coming up, I'm going to talk about how an Agile journey should be run. And I use the word Agile journey because journeys don't necessarily have to have one destination. We often have waypoints along the way, and of course journeys can go on forever if we want them to. And I think that you'll find that there's a lot of things that are different about an Agile journey than an Agile transformation, and I hope that you will think about beginning or continuing your Agile journey and suspending your Agile transformation, because this isn't really what we want. So thanks again for listening, and we'll talk again soon. Take care.